Hey guys, and welcome back to the Peteytown Piranhas College Football 26 Team Builder Dynasty. In this episode, we are going to start out by playing against Memphis, then we're going to travel to Notre Dame Stadium to take on the Irish, and then we're going to face off against North Texas. At the end of our last episode, we saw that we got John Avalis to commit, who's a gem-strong safety, so excited to have him. But if we scroll down, we see that there's some other things to pay attention to, as we had Cole Emery join Penn State, so we're going to have to take him off of our board. And then we had some playing style deal breakers for Terrence Rooks and Stephen Dunbar, so we'll see if we can try to fix what's broken there. As for the rest of our board, Bob Cook is looking pretty decent for us to get. Lee Pisagnan is looking like he's going to be pretty easy at this point. Nobody else is offering him, so nobody wants to contest for him. We'll take it. Calvin Session is in a very tight battle, but we did find out his hard sell, so we're trying to put that up against Michigan State's Tier 4 pipeline. Louis Vermiglio is a very tight battle with Miami, and we're going to put him on a visit against North Texas, but I don't know if we're going to be able to reach that in time to get the boost. Penn State's also on our tail for Pat Missouri, but we do have his hard sell set up. Alabama's trying to take away D'Angelo Sandy from us, but we have his hard sell, and we're going to add another 20 on there with a soft sell just to try to get that extra boost since we have the extra hours on him. And finally, yet another tight battle against Nebraska and Michigan for Robert Muse, and we're going with his hard sell that we found out as well. Now it's time to travel to Memphis with their 67 overall and 4-0 record, so can't fall into a trap, especially with our next game against Notre Dame coming up, so hopefully we can take care of business. Peta and the boys come out after the defense gets off the field on a 3-and-out, and Greg Hayes is making a nice run for 9 yards. And we are going to get Alex Payne wide open on the left side, and he's going to get it all the way down just outside their red zone. After the Alex Payne catch and run, the offense can't do much on first and second down, so it's 3rd down and 10 for the Piranhas. Peto's going to drop back, fire it, and it's going to be a nice catch by Connor Hodge with a guy bearing down on him. Connor Hodge didn't quite get the first down on that catch, so we're going to go for it on 4th and inches. We're going to do a little motion with Alex Payne, and Peto's going to throw it over the middle to a wide open Marcus Harris, and he's going to get us deep into their territory. Peto is dropping back, the pressure is coming through, and they're going to bring him down for the sack, so unfortunate there after the conversion, and Memphis is going to knock us back. Here's a run up the middle for Greg Hayes. He makes a nice little juke move to give himself some space, and he's going to get it inside their 3-yard line. 3rd down and goal for Peteytown. We're going to go with a read, and it's going to be out in the flat, and Alex Payne is going to make the catch for the touchdown. So Alex Payne gets us down there with a big reception on a 3rd down conversion, and he's the one who finishes it off for the touchdown as we go up 7-0. Memphis is going to fire it out quickly, and their receiver catches it in the middle of our 2 guys for the 1st down. What a great catch. Here's a little RPO that they get out there, and George Emanuel and Peter Eris have to bring him down after 9 yards. Handoff up the middle, and he's going to fight for his yardage and get the 1st down. 3rd down and 3 for the Tigers. They got the diamond formation to the left, and they're going to go with the QB run, and we are going to stop him just short of the 1st down. 4th down and inches now for the Tigers. They got a bunch to the left of the formation out of the pistol. They're going to go with a pass here, and we close in, but he gets it out to his hitch route just before we can get there, and they're going to get a 1st down. A couple of runs go nowhere for Memphis after that 4th down conversion, so they're here on 3rd and 10, just inside our 25, and we're going to get some pressure in there, and he's going to go down as Byron Leon and who is that DeAndre Hepburn get in there for the sack to stall their drive. That sack is going to force looks like a 48-yard field goal for Memphis. They're going to put it up, and it will sail through the uprights and hit that All-State sign, and Memphis is going to get on the board to make it 7-3. After that field goal drive, Memphis stops our offense, so they're going to take back over here. It's second down, and they're going to swing it out to their running back behind the line, and Darryl Hollis makes the TFL for 5-yard loss. Third down and 15 for Memphis. They're going to send their man in motion out to the right. They're going to drop back, and we're going to get the pressure in, and Charles Hardy and looks like Byron Leon are going to get in there for the sack. So after a few weeks of not getting a lot of sacks like we're used to for the Piranhas, they're going to get 2 sacks and 2 straight possessions, and we're going to force them off the field. Our defensive stop puts our offense in great field position, as it's going to be a read option by Evan Uzama, and he's going to get around the edge with his speed and get us a big first down. Here comes Peta from the 26. He's going to do a nice slant, and it's going to be Marcus Harris pulling away from the defense, and he's going to get into the end zone. So nice pull on the RPO by Peta, and he hits Marcus Harris in stride, and he splits their defense for the touchdown, and we're going to go up 14-3. After our touchdown drive, both offenses are trying to find their way here in the second quarter, as it's just over 2 minutes left. Evan Uzama makes a nice juke there, and that's going to be an explosive play to get us to the 2-minute warning. From the empty formation, Peta's got our man. It's going to be a nice catch in traffic there by Marcus Harris. He just flew off the line there. Peto's going to throw a little in route to Marcus Harris, who gets us close to that first down marker. Bunch to the left on 3rd down and 2. Peta's looking, and he's going to get rocked on a sack as Memphis holds him before he can scramble for it. Tough kick here on the hash mark for Manuel Amador. He's going to put it up, and it is going to hit off the upright, and we're not going to get anything out of that drive, so unfortunate break for the Piranhas. After the missed field goal, Memphis has a chance here to put something on the board before the end of the half, and we are going to get a sack to try and prevent them from that, as we are going to bring them down for a 6-yard loss. After that sack, it's 3rd down and 11 for Memphis. They're looking to see what they got. They got a man open, but we stop them before the first down marker. Starting the second half with the ball, as Peta is going to throw it out on a nice route there by Sharon White Jr. It's 3rd down and 2 for the Piranhas, bunch to the right. Peta is going to drop back and throw it wide open as Alex Payne making a nice play, and he's going to get it over the 50-yard line into their territory. And Evan Uzama is going to get the carry and bounce it to the outside nicely for the first down. Peta's looking. He's got some time. Fires it, but it's going to be intercepted on a great play by Memphis. He just undercut that route intended for Nick Cummins, and Peta's usually very accurate, but that time their defense just made a brilliant play to get that interception. Our defense really picked up Peta after that interception, as we're back here on offense. And Peta is going to drop back and fire over the middle, and it's going to be intercepted again. He's trying to go to Sharon White Jr. on that play, but I think Peta might be a little rattled now, just trying to get a ball over the middle that we can usually get, but Memphis is really having some tight coverage in this second half. We're asking the defense to step up again, and it's a very, very difficult situation, as they're going to go with a read option, and it's going to be a first down. 3rd down and 4 here for Memphis. They're going to go with the pass. We got some pressure coming up the middle, and the pressure almost gets him down, but it forces him to throw the ball away. 4th down and 4 now for Memphis. Big stop here. We need it. And Memphis is going to throw it over the middle. Anthony Kaufman's going to bring him down, and he's not going to get the first down, so great job by our defense stepping up. After the big defensive stop, Evan Uzama can only get 3 yards on 1st and 2nd down, so we're on 3rd down and 7. Peta's dropping back, and he gets hit, but he delivers a strike out there to Nick Cummins, so that's what you like to see from our quarterback. Stands in the pocket tall and delivers a strike to our receiver. There's going to be a little read option, and Peta's got some room to work with now, as he's going to get it just around their 20-yard line on a nice keep. And here's a run for Greg Hayes. He makes a nice little juke, but they bring him down from behind after 7 yards. Empty backfield on 3rd down and 1, just outside the 10-yard line for the Piranhas. Peto's going to drop back. Some pressure coming in his face, but he gets it out there nicely to Greg Hayes to get the first down. 2nd and goal now for the Piranhas as the 3rd quarter is winding down. We're going to get a little motion from Connor Hodge, and it's going to be a toss out to Alex Payne, and again they don't cover him, and he's going to make them pay with a touchdown. So our offense was feeling a little lethargic with some turnovers and other stops, but finally after that big defensive stop from us, we're going to get them into the end zone, and we're going to go up 21-3 on Memphis. After the touchdown drive, it's 3rd down and 8 for Memphis. They're going to go with the pass. Our guys are trying to get some pressure on him, but he's going to find a lane to scramble through, and he's going to get the first down. We're going to go with the screen, and they just get it out with our pressure, and we are going to bring him down, but he manages to fight for the first down. It's a little play action. Thought he had something, but he didn't pull the trigger, and that's going to result in a sack for Kevon King, our 4th sack of the game. So finally getting the pass rush working again in this game, and we really needed it. That sack by Kevon King helps make it a 3rd down and 19 for the Memphis Tigers. You're going to go with a pass, and they are going to throw it over the middle, but it's going to be intercepted as he got baited into that one. That's going to be John Hudson, I believe, making that interception, and just a huge play down the stretch as our defense just continues to shine in this game, and we just really, really needed that. And let me see who this was. It was Jordan Robinson, excuse me. I don't know where I got John Hudson from, but Jordan Robinson is going to make the big play to help us get off the field. Turnover on downs for our offense after the interception, and Memphis has another chance here. They're going to look, and it's going to be a sack. Charles Hardy getting in there to bring him down, and that's going to be our 5th sack on the game. Here comes another screen for Memphis. Their guy had to wait for it a little bit and stumbled, but he still managed to get a nice gain out of it. 3rd down and 10 now for Memphis. They're going to see what they got. Pressure comes in, but he manages to get it out, but it's incomplete. Got to go for it here. They got their diamond formation to the right. Their quarterback is going to drop back. He's going to try a deep ball, and it is going to be knocked away, and we're going to come up with a turnover on downs. Peto's going to throw it outside, and he's going to hit our man for a 9-yard gain. Quick out to Alex Payne, and they bring him down before he can get around the corner, but he's still got the first down. Peto's going to look, and he's got our man over the middle. It's Evan Uzama, and they just managed to keep him out. 3 guys it took to keep him out of the end zone. And it's going to be a direct snap for Evan Uzama, and our offensive line got the push we needed to get into the end zone for a 28-3 advantage with just under 4 minutes left in the game. And we are going to let this one ride out as the Piranhas look to close this game out. So the Piranhas are able to close out their 28-3 victory over Memphis. It was not the prettiest game in the world, especially on offense, with a couple of turnovers that kept them in it. But our defense was just absolutely amazing throughout the game and really just kept Memphis at bay. And we did just enough on offense to claim this victory. So happy with the win. It's going to be a sloppy win, but a win's a win. Let's take a look at these numbers against Memphis. We had 359 yards to their 107, while we got 102 yards rushing with a touchdown, and they had -9 yards rushing, so just tremendous effort by the defense there. Passing, we had a solid 257, while they only got 116, and we were only 4 of 10 on 3rd down, but they were even worse with 1 for 14, which is just incredible by the defense. We had those 2 interceptions from Peta, but we also got that interception to really seal the deal late against them. Not the best day from Peta today. Those 2 interceptions really just, you gotta make better throws, better decisions there, but they also made great defensive plays on those. Like the first one, he played great zone coverage, and then the second one, he just ran the route for our receiver. So Gotta tip the cap to them. But he also had 257 yards and 3 touchdowns, and he was also sacked 3 times. Evan Uzama did a nice job running the ball today with 13 carries, 77 yards, and a touchdown. Alex Payne had a big day receiving as he had 9 catches, 95 yards, and 2 touchdowns, while Marcus Harris had 8 for 73 and a touchdown. George Emmanuel led the way with 9 tackles on defense. Finally started getting into the backfield as Charles Hardy led the way with 1.5 sacks, and Kevon King, Byron Leon, and Garrison Temple each had a sack, and then DeAndre Hepburn had half a sack. And of course, got to give a shout out to Jordan Robinson for that interception late. On a bit of a negative side, Manuel Amador missed his only field goal attempt of the day on that doink. Alex Payne got recognized for being the American Offensive Player of the Week. Louis Vermiglio decided that he couldn't wait and decided to commit to Miami, but we are going to keep him on the board for that Week 6 visit, just because we also have another player on a visit for that week, which is going to be Robert Muse, a Will linebacker. In other recruiting news, this 5-star gem cornerback Nathan Rhodes finally hit his top 5, and we are going to try the 2 soft sell strategy. We're kind of hoping that it's this one primetime player, but either one is pretty useful for us, so we'll see what we can do with him. Bob Cook is just inches away from committing to us, so hopefully we can get him into the building soon, if not next week. Theo Storm is also very close to committing to us, and with nobody else going after him, I can't see there be much trouble for him. And Lee Pasagnan is also just right there, so Penn State can just bow out of this one because I think we're going to get him. Here we go. It's time to face off against Notre Dame, and they're 89 overall. They are 2-3 on this season, so they're struggling out of the gate, but those are the games that you got to watch out for because you got a talented, struggling team just looking to do anything they can to get back in the win column. So we got to really bring all our efforts into this one, especially going into Notre Dame Stadium. They're going to want to make a good impression in front of their home crowd. So the Piranhas got the ball first to start this game, and we're already on a 3rd down and 7. Pito is going to drop back and in the face of pressure deliver a strike to Marcus Harris, who gets it in stride to get us the 1st down. Pito is going to drop back and fire it, and we're going to get the 1st down again on a nice throw from our quarterback. 3rd down and 5 here for Peteytown. We're going to go with the pass out of the I formation, and it's going to be over the middle complete to Marcus Harris again, making his presence felt early in this game. And Alex Payne is going to get wide open as they left him alone and gets it inside their 10-yard line. Evan Uzama gets the carry, the lane opens up, and they have to combine on him to keep him out of the end zone. Pito's going to try to run it up, and he's going to get into the end zone, and Pito puts us on the board to take the early 7-0 lead over Notre Dame. On Notre Dame's first drive, they're on a 3rd down and 5. We're going to drop back to pass, and we are going to get the interception as their man ran away from the ball for some reason, and Anthony Kaufman's going to come up with it, and it's going to be an instant change of possession. Don't really know what happened there. Just some miscommunication between the quarterback and his receiver, and Anthony Kaufman takes advantage. 3rd and 2 after that interception from Anthony Kaufman. Pito's going to take the snap. And he's got somebody open if he wants them, but he's going to throw it over the middle for a riskier throw. Marcus Harris comes back nicely to the ball to get it inside the 10. From the 9-yard line, it's 3rd down and goal for the Piranhas. Crowd is going crazy, trying to urge their defense on. Pito is going to get it out, but they just had too much pressure for him to do anything with. Manuel Amador is going to come out here for the 26-yard field goal. He is going to get it in there. It looks like it kind of deflected off the upright, but it went in, and that's all we care about as we're going to go up 10-0 on the Fighting Irish. Looking to see how Notre Dame responds after the interception on their last drive. They're on a 3rd down and 4 with an empty formation. They're going to get it out quick to their man, and he's going to get just enough for the 1st down. 3rd down and 9 for Notre Dame. They're going to go with a play action. He's going to boot around, and we are going to bring in heavy pressure, and he had to do all he can just to get that ball out. We're going to get a nice return by Manu Ochi, and he finds a lane, and Manu Ochi is going to bring it all the way back for a touchdown on the punt return. He has just been a scintillating returner for us, and he just exploded out of there and got the blocks he needed, and the Peteytown Piranhas are going to go up 17-0 on Notre Dame in the 1st quarter. After that big punt return touchdown, Notre Dame's on 3rd down and 1 on the next drive. They're going to try a run, and it's absolutely stuffed by 3 Piranhas all over him on that play. After the big stop by our defense, they forced our offense off the field, so Notre Dame is back out there, and they found a window to throw to, and he's got the 1st down. 3rd down and 2 for the Piranhas, as Notre Dame is going to go with a read option, and their quarterback is going to fight through George Emanuel for the 1st down. Dropping back again, they're going to fire a strike through the defense, and it's going to be for 9 yards. 3rd and inches, looks like QB sneak time, and it will be as they get it. 3rd down and 4 for Notre Dame, really needing something on this drive. And they're going to hand it off, and he is going to find the seam and bust it away, and he is finally taken down. Oh my goodness, that could have been dangerous. That really could have been a touchdown for them there. Just great execution and vision from their running back. After the big run from them running back, it's going to be 3rd and 10 from the 11-yard line for Notre Dame. They're going to drop back, and he's going to throw it to the flat, and there's just nothing there for him to do. Coming out here for the field goal attempt, they're going to put it up, and he is going to split the uprights, so the Fighting Irish are finally on the board, and it's still a 2-possession game for the Piranhas as it's 17-3. Both defenses trade stops after that field goal from Notre Dame, and our offense is out here trying to make something happen before the end of the half, and Alex Payne is really going to make something happen. Peteytown corner route. He was wide open on that play, and we're going to get ourselves into scoring position with just 1 play. Peteytown is going to get sacked on this one as they just overpowered Greg Hayes in the backfield, and they just didn't give him any time to do anything. After the big play by Alex Payne got us in scoring position, their sacks have put us back behind, and Peteytown is just going to throw this one away, so great defense to prevent us from putting more points on the board. Notre Dame trying to throw, and Jake Arkin is going to bring him down for the sack, and that's how the 1st half is going to end, as our defense has just been great, and Jake Arkin has 20 career sacks, so very nice job by him. Notre Dame started the 2nd half with the ball, but they got forced off the field on a 3-and-out, and Greg Hayes is out here, and he's going to fumble, and Notre Dame is going to pick it up, and they have a clear runway to the end zone as they're going to get the defensive touchdown and get themselves back into this ball game. Just a really bad mistake there by the Peteytown Piranhas. We're going to take a look at it to see if it's challengeable, but to be honest, just looking at it with the naked eye, it looks like that ball was out. See here on the replay, I don't think there's any chance that that's not a fumble. Looking at the replay, yeah, it was very clear and obvious that it was a fumble, so Notre Dame is going to get themselves within a possession now of the Peteytown Piranhas after just a fantastic play by their defense. Let's see how our offense can respond after that disappointing fumble on the last drive. It's going to be Greg Hayes again, and he is shook right now because that's going to be a tackle for a loss. Peteytown's going to look and fire outside the numbers, and it's a nice strikeout there for a nice gain. 3rd down and 4 for the Piranhas. They're going to send heavy pressure, and it gets home as Peteytown just had no time there, and Notre Dame is really feeling themselves now. It's going to be a run up the middle for Notre Dame, and we didn't have anybody there to guard him, and he's going to get a big chunk of yards into our territory. Outside run here for Notre Dame, and it's blown up nicely by Charles Hardy. 3rd down and 13 for the Piranhas. It's going to be a quick screen out to their receiver, but we are all over it. They get their punt inside our 10-yard line. It's going to be a direct snap for Evan Uzama, who just didn't seem very indecisive on that one. Here's a little motion, and we're going to fake it to him. Peteytown's got some time. He's going to launch a ball deep, and we're going to get Evan Uzama, and he's going to break away from the defense. Evan Uzama with an absolutely huge play for the Peteytown Piranhas. It's just fantastic job by our offense. Peteytown using that deep throw accuracy to perfection on that one, and Evan Uzama just used his speed to blow by their defense. Just a perfect pass from our quarterback, and the Peteytown Piranhas are going to go back up 2 scores. Here comes Notre Dame after that big pass completion. It's going to be complete there as he's hit by 2 guys, but still manages to hang on to the ball. 3rd down and 3 for the Fighting Irish. They're going to go with a quarterback run, and he jukes his way for a big gain. That is just a sensational move by their quarterback, and they are going to be threatening again. 3rd down and 2, a little too far away for a QB sneak. So we'll see what they're going to do here. It's going to be a run for their running back, and he gets hit hard, but he manages to get the 1st down. Quick throw, and they're going to get 8 yards out of it. Clock winding down on this 3rd quarter. It's 3rd down and 2 for the Irish. And they're going to go with a draw, and he's going to get just enough for the 1st down. We're going to start the 4th quarter here on defense. They're threatening. They're going to get the pitch out. They're going to get the block that they need, and we just hold them out of the end zone. 3rd down and 3 for the Fighting Irish. Bunch to the left now with the tight end over there. They're going to throw it out quickly on the slant, and they are going to get the touchdown. So Notre Dame with their first offensive touchdown of the game, and it's going to bring them within 7. It's going to be 24-17. Both offenses stall on their previous drives, so the offense is back out here for the Piranhas. Peteytown's running around out there, and he's going to get taken down for a sack again, as that Notre Dame pass rush is really showing up right now. That's going to be their 5th sack of the game. 3rd down and 17 for the Piranhas now. Peteytown's going to drop back to throw, and the pressure is going to get in again as the interior of our offensive line is just letting everyone go through right now as this guy is getting another sack, and we're going to have to punt it away. Notre Dame's going to take back over here. They're going to start with a handoff, and it's met by a bunch of Piranhas. Quick throw out to their running back, but we bring them down. 3rd down and 4, big play in this game right now. Fighting Irish are going to go with a draw up the middle, and Anthony Kaufman is up to the task, bringing him down. Then he's going to force the punt. So our offense couldn't convert on anything, and it's going to be under 2 minutes left now as Notre Dame needs a touchdown to stay in this game. Handoff from Notre Dame, and they're going to get the 1st down. It's all on the line here on this drive for both teams. Notre Dame trying to score, and he's going to fit it into a window as he catches it in between 2 guys. Here comes Notre Dame again. They're going to throw it out to the flat, and their man is going to catch it for 9 yards. And a handoff is a good call here as we were expecting the pass, and they just get the 1st down that they need. 3rd down and 7 for Notre Dame. They're going to throw it over the middle. Their man is open, and we hit him, but he's going to get the 1st down and keep the drive moving. No timeouts left for the Fighting Irish as it's 3rd down and 7 with 34 seconds left. They're going to send their man in motion. We're not sending a blitz, but they are still going to get open anyway with 7 back there. From the 13-yard line now for Notre Dame. Looking to put the ball in the end zone here. Their man is going to scramble around, and he's going to find his guy, and he gets out of bounds. 20 seconds left. It's 3rd down and 6 for Notre Dame. They're going to send their man in a little tiny motion. And they're going to drop back to pass. We're going to send the blitz, and it forces him to throw the ball before he wanted to. Nice call there by the defense. 4th down and 6. It's all on the line here now. 17 seconds left. Notre Dame is going to drop back, throw it over the middle, and their guy is wide open in the end zone. And Notre Dame is going to be able to kick the extra point to try to tie this game up with 14 seconds left. So after being down 17-0 in the first quarter, Notre Dame has fought all the way back to tie this game up late in the game. And that is going to send this game to overtime. So Peteytown Piranhas and Notre Dame Fighting Irish couldn't decide this one in the 4 quarters, so we're going to go to overtime. There's your overtime rules. Can't say who it's for because they don't sponsor this video, but there it is for anybody who wants to read it over. For the coin toss, Peteytown has won the coin toss, so we are going to elect to defend. So here comes Notre Dame now, opening overtime. They're going to start with a run up the middle, and we're there to stop it. Another handoff up the middle, and their guy is going to split us like the Red Sea and get the first down. Another handoff for their running back. He absolutely trucks us and gets an 8-yard gain. Another run up the middle, and Anthony Kaufman meets him in the hole for a 1-yard loss. 3rd down and 3. You got your heavy personnel for each team. They're going to throw it over the middle, and he's going to catch it for the first down. Handoff, and he is going to break the tackle, but we're still going to bring him down behind the line. 2nd and goal from the 5 now for the Fighting Irish. They're going to drop back. We're bringing heavy pressure, and he's going to get hit down there. Eric Gooden making the big play for the defense. 3rd down and goal from the 11-yard line now. Really need to keep him out of the end zone here. They're going to send their man in motion. Dropping back, we're bringing pressure. He's open in the middle, and the pressure doesn't work, and he's going to get into the end zone. That was not the right time for that play call. Had to play coverage there, but instead we got aggressive, and they just found their man for the touchdown to take the lead. And I'm going to come in on our possession for overtime to see if I can tie this one back up. Here I am for the first time this season, trying to make something happen. And we are going to cut it up with Greg Hayes for a couple yards. I'm trying to get Alex Payne out here. A little mismatch with his speed. Going to get it out to him, and they are going to be all over that for 3rd down and 5. 3rd down and 5. Going to try a little orbit play to try to get some space. And we're going to get that space as Evan Uzama is going to get it down to the 1st and goal. Going to try to spread him out here and give the ball to Evan Uzama. And he's got nowhere to go as we stuff it up. Little RPO read action here now. They're going to stuff that up as well to put us on 3rd down and goal. Try a little screen pass to Evan Uzama now. Get it out to him. And our blocks are not really there. They're going to push us forward, and it's going to be 4th down and goal. 4th down and goal. We're going to try to get Sharon White Jr. free on this play. And he will not get free. He's going to fumble, and that's going to be the end of the game. And we're going to lose this game against Notre Dame. After being up 17-0, we're going to lose because just absolute craziness and just absolute disappointment in this game. Just so frustrating to lose that game. I just... that blitz to get their man open into the end zone. There's absolutely no way we should have lost that game, and we did. I'm just absolutely beside myself with how that played out. Final stats against Notre Dame, they had 331 yards to their 280, while they had 130 yards on the ground, and we only got 16 after all those sacks. Passing, they had 201, while we had 264. We could only get 5 of 14 on 3rd down, while they were 13 of 23. And then you had a turnover from each team. Peta finished the day with 264 yards, 1 touchdown, and 0 interceptions. But this game was really won because we just couldn't protect our quarterback. They got 6 sacks on us, and that really is what kept them in the game and really stalled out our offense. Evan Uzama had 15 carries for 39 yards, and Peta also had a rushing touchdown. Evan Uzama ended the day with 3 catches for 110 yards and a touchdown, while Alex Payne had 4 for 75. Some really gaudy tackle numbers from our guys, as Anthony Kaufman had himself a day with 20 tackles, 5 tackles for a loss, and an interception, while George Emanuel got 17 tackles and 2 tackles for a loss, and Jordan Robinson had 11 tackles and 2 tackles for a loss. And then Eric Gooden and Jake Arkin each got 1 sack, and we already touched on that 1 interception from Anthony Kaufman. Manuel Amador hit his only field goal for 26 yards. And we also had that big punt return touchdown by Manu Ochi. Just looking back at this loss, as you could definitely tell at the end of that game, I was just super extremely frustrated with how that played out. Just having that 17-0 lead. Whenever I've gone through like different slow sims and dynasties, it's always like you get that 17-point lead and that's when something triggers a comeback. So I was like, as soon as we hit that 17-0, I was like, please just don't let it happen. And of course that's exactly how it played out, but our defense just really couldn't stop the run as the game went on, and that fumble return for a touchdown that Notre Dame got really gave them the shot that they needed. Even after that, we went up by a couple possessions, but just couldn't do anything on offense to keep the pedal on, and we had our chances with getting into scoring position, and they kept knocking us out of it for field goal range, and that's really what did us in. Just a lot of misexecution on different offensive things and defense, and I'm just very extremely frustrated with how that game just came out to be. And, of course, you got to add that I couldn't punch it in overtime, so that's always fun, because I try to do my best, but lately, the last few games, I really haven't done anything to help us for a while now, and that's also starting to settle in on frustration for me. After that disappointment, we did get some good news as 4-star gem quarterback Bob Cook is going to join the Peteytown Piranhas. Joining Bob will be right edge Lee Pasagnan. Cornerback Nathan Rhodes has dropped to second place now behind Georgia, so we're going to bring him on a Week 8 visit when we play North Carolina. Penn State is also gaining on us for Pat Missouri, so we're going to also put him on that Week 8 visit to try to get that boost. Stephen Dunbar has finally dropped to second place as our playing style is slowly going up from where it was, but might be a little too late for him now. We're neck and neck with Alabama for D'Angelo Sandy, and we got him on a visit this week, so hopefully that gives us that boost we need to overtake them. We're going to try to rebound from that bad loss to Notre Dame by taking on North Texas here with their 2-2 record and 70 overall. North Texas has moved the ball well to our side of the field, but they're here on a 3rd down and 8. They are going to go with the pass, and we are going to crunch him down for the sack. So nice job by the defense. Byron Leon in there for the sack. Pita's going to look, and he's going to find, and he's going to get Greg Hayes, and he's going to get a big gain there. On the next set of downs, we're on 3rd down and 9. Pita's going to have some pressure in his face, and he's going to throw it up, and it's going to be a jump ball catch by Connor Hodge as he's going to bring it down, and he's going to move the sticks. 3rd down and 6 now for the Piranhas. Pito's going to drop back. He's got some pressure. He's going to throw it, and Marcus Harris is there to make the catch for the 1st down. Pito's going to throw it, and they are going to just absolutely read our quarterback, and he's got a chance to bring it all the way back, but he is going to get brought down from behind by Marcus Harris. So Pita just not throwing a good ball there, but also their defensive back just absolutely jumped that route and didn't give it a chance, and they're just going to do a crazy celebration as he's just pouring stuff all over his face. The interception return is going to bring him to the 11, and North Texas is looking over the middle, and they are going to get into the end zone, and North Texas is going to take the early 7-0 lead on the Peteytown Piranhas. 3rd down here for the Piranhas after that score by North Texas. Pito's going to look and find a man, and he's going to have it like glue stick to his hands, as that's Alex Payne making the catch. Another 3rd down here for the Piranhas as Pito is going to fire it, and he's going to find our man Connor Hodge for a nice gain to get it to their side of the 50. 3rd down and 8 now for the Piranhas. Pito's going to drop back. He's going to fire a deep ball here, and it is going to be knocked away on a nice defensive play. After our defense got a nice stop on the last drive, our offense is on 3rd down and 9. Pito is going to throw an incompletion as the pressure got to him. Here's an outside handoff, and it's going to be a broken tackle, and he almost gets it to the 1st down marker. QB sneak time. And they're going to get the 1st down. Here's another outside handoff, and it's blocked very well as they pancake us to get the 1st down. Outside handoff here, and it's blocked well again as they are just absolutely dominating us right now. There's some pressure, and we are going to bring him down for the sack. And Byron Leon helped put some pressure on there, and DeAndre Hepburn helped finish it off. Pass over the middle. Their man is going to accelerate for a big gain, a 15-yard gain. 3rd down and 4 now. North Texas really threatening here. They're going to try an RPO, and we're going to hit him down before he can get close to the sticks. So run up the middle, and the gap is there, and Greg Hayes almost breaks it free, but he gets a nice gain out of that. 3rd down and 11 here for Peteytown. We're going to send our man in motion. Pito's going to drop back, and he is going to fire outside, and it is incomplete. 3rd down and 7 here for North Texas. They're going to go with a running play, and it is going to not get them the 1st down. Our offense couldn't do anything yet again as they're flatlining in this game, but our defense has North Texas on a 3rd down and 10. They're going to drop back to throw, not seeing anything, and he's going to find his man, and he comes back to the ball, and he's able to make a big gain out of that one. With 21 seconds left, North Texas doesn't have any timeouts left. We're going to send a big pressure, and it's going to knock them way back as we're going to get the sack thanks to Byron Leon. And so that'll end the 1st half. We are down 7-0 to North Texas, and surprisingly, I'm going to have to come in and see if I can do anything about this and try to jumpstart our offense or do anything to give us a spark here. So coming out here, Pita is just waving his arms around, trying to see if I can get Marcus Harris open, and I will. He's going to get himself wide open for the 1st down. Going to look for Connor Hodge on an RPO bubble for this play. And they are all over it, but we still managed to get a few yards out of it. I'm going to try to hit him with this crack toss to Evan Uzama. See if we can spring him free, and we will. And he's going to get the 1st down thanks to some nice blocks. I'll bring out a little wildcat action with Evan Uzama to get him on the read option. And I didn't read it very well, but it's not going to matter as Evan Uzama is going to get free, and he's going to get into the end zone, but there is a flag on the play, and it's going to be brought back as we're going to be caught for a holding penalty. Holding penalty is going to make it 1st down and 17. So just going to try a little direct snap to Greg Hayes, and that is going nowhere. They were not fooled. See if I can get some space here for a little QB blast action with Pita. And he's going to get a nice little gain there for 3rd down and 10. 3rd down and 10. We're going to come out with a little passing option here. And we're going to get Marcus Harris open nicely on that out route for the 1st down. Going to try to set up a little screen pass for Greg Hayes here. Going to get him out of there. And he's going to get enough of a block, and he's going to sprint away from the defense. And Greg Hayes is going to get us into the end zone off that screen. So nice vision there from Greg, and nice blocking downfield is going to get the Peteytown Piranhas into the end zone. And we are going to tie this game up, and I can give it back to Sim. After the touchdown drive, North Texas is on 3rd down and 12. They're going to go with a quick pass, and it is going to be intercepted on a leaping grab there by our defense, and we are going to get the ball back in good field position for our offense. Great play by the defense. Really no need for him to force the ball there, but our defender made a fantastic play to get that one. That's going to be Terrell Knight on the interception, so very good job by our transfer. The interception sets up our offense at the 27-yard line. We're going to go with a little read on the Wildcat, and Evan Uzama uses a little vision to get an 8-yard gain. Threatening inside the red zone, it's going to be Peteytown up the middle with a carry, and he's going to get the first down. 3rd down and 9 now for Peteytown. Peto is going to drop back, fire it over the middle for Connor Hodge, and he can only get 5 yards. Manuel Amador is going to come out for the 22-yard field goal attempt. Let's see if he can get the angle right on this one, and he will, and the Peteytown Piranhas are going to take the lead 10-7. For the first time today, the defense has a lead to protect, so let's see if they can do it. North Texas is dropping back and firing deep, and it's going to be another interception by the defense, and they're going to come up huge again. It's Terrell Knight again for his second interception of the game, and the Peteytown Piranhas defense has really come alive here with the turnovers now, and we're going to get it in great field position again for our offense. 3rd down and 3 for Peteytown. Peto's checking out some things. He's going to drop back, see what he's got, and it's going to be a sack as North Texas is going to bring down our quarterback, and those sack issues have just persisted now into another week. Instead of an interception this time, our defense got a regular stop, so our offense is taken over, and Evan Uzama's exploding through the hole for a 9-yard gain. Empty backfield here for the Piranhas, and Peteytown is going to drop back to throw, and it's going to be underneath, and it's going to be incomplete. 3rd and inches here for the Piranhas. Expecting a run is North Texas, and they're going to get that run, and they are going to stuff it as we can't get the inches. Here's a little play action for North Texas, and they're going to hit their man over the middle for 7 yards. Another run, and North Texas is getting a lot of room here as they're going to get it into our territory after a big run by their running back. And they are going to cut it up the middle, and they are going to get the first down. 3rd down and 5, just inches outside of our red zone here for North Texas. They're going to go with the throw, and they're going to hit their man. No, he's going to drop it, and it's going to make it 4th down. It's about a 37, 38-yard kick for North Texas, and they are going to put it through to tie up the game. Wildcat here for Manu Ochi in the backfield. He's going to go with a run here, and Manu is going to get around the edge nicely, and he's going to juke, but they bring him down just before the first down marker. 3rd down and 1 here for the Piranhas. Peto's going to drop back, and he's got the room if he wants it, and he's going to throw an interception. I don't know what he's doing there, what is going on, but he's keeps throwing these passes, and he can just have the first down if he wants it, but instead he's going to throw the interception. They're looking, and Jake Arkin is going to get in there for the sack and cleaned up there by Charles Hardy, so nice play by the defense. It's 3rd down and 15, really need to get off the field here at this spot on the field. North Texas is going to get sacked as he is just exploding out of a cannon there. Byron Leon gets in there for the sack, and we're going to have to force them to punt the ball away. 3rd down and 8 for the Piranhas. We're going to go with the run up the middle and trying to catch them off guard, but it is not going to work. Here comes a sack here. Jake Arkin with his 3rd sack of the game. He just absolutely manhandled his assignment there to get to their quarterback. Sack helps set up a 3rd down and 17 for North Texas, just under the 2-minute warning here in the 4th quarter. They're going to drop back and throw it over the middle, and almost intercepted, but we are going to bring them down. Let's see if our offense can do anything after a huge struggle all day. They just need to drive down the field, and that's a good start with a 7-yard catch. Empty formation for the Piranhas here. Peto's going to drop back. He's going to throw it, and it's going to be caught, and we are going to separate as Alex Payne is going to get the big play that our offense needed. We needed that in the worst way possible, and he comes up with it there. 2nd down and 8. It's going to be a handoff for Greg Hayes. He's got a little room to work with, and he is going to fight his way for the first down. Hand off again, and he's going to get almost there. Greg Hayes making a nice little run. Clock winding down now. We're in a goal line set, and they're going to be all over that one, but we do center it a little bit nicely. We're going to set up a field goal here for Manuel Amador. He is going to put it up, and he is going to put it through as the Piranhas are going to take the 13-10 lead as they executed that drive beautifully, and a big help by Alex Payne on the big passing play. And they are going to return this kick, and the time is going to run out, and the Piranhas survive what was a very, very ugly game from the offense. We're going to get the 13-10 victory. Terrell Knight, the player of the game, with those 2 interceptions that really helped us out down the stretch, but my goodness, what a struggle for the Piranhas. So here are the stats for our win against North Texas. We had 341 yards of offense to their 185. We had 116 rushing yards while they only mustered 54. Passing, we had 225 while they had 131. And they were 4 of 13 on third down while we were 6 for 15. And both teams had 2 turnovers on the day, so not exactly a clinic for taking care of the ball. Peteytown with a rather lackluster game in this one. He had 225 yards, 1 touchdown, and 2 interceptions, and he was only sacked once, so it was more of a area of where we had the ball on the field for that sack that made it kind of annoying, but only giving up 1 sack after having some struggles with that in previous weeks. You like to see the improvement. Running the ball, Evan Uzama was bottled up a little bit with 19 carries and 50 yards, while Greg Hayes had 12 for 41. And you had Alex Payne getting 4 catches for 72 yards, including that huge one on the last drive that really set us up very well to kick the field goal. And you also had Greg Hayes getting 3 for 66 in that 1 touchdown when I was able to step in. And then Connor Hodge had 5 for 51. Charles Hardy led the way for us on defense with 7 tackles and 3 tackles for a loss. Jake Arkin was huge for us on defense with his 3 sacks, while Byron Leon had 2.5, and Charles Hardy had a sack of his own, along with DeAndre Hepburn getting half a sack. And big shout out to Terrell Knight for getting those 2 interceptions. That really helped us. We got a field goal out of one of them, but then we got knocked out by the other one. But just in a big point in the game where we needed some kind of momentum, and he was able to give it to us. And Manuel Amador was 2 for 2 on field goals with a long of 22. And one last note from this game against North Texas. On a personal note for me playing in the game, it's been a while since I was able to help the team get a win. So especially after that frustrating loss to Notre Dame where I couldn't help us out, it felt nice to actually contribute to a win in this one against North Texas. And we were able to get 5-star left guard Mustafa. I will not be pronouncing that last name, but very glad to have him on the team. Joining Mustafa will be Will linebacker Robert Muse, a 4-star. So this wasn't exactly the cleanest episode for the Peteytown Piranhas as we suffered that loss to Notre Dame and had some struggles against Memphis and North Texas. But for the next episode, we're going to be looking at games against Rice, big one against North Carolina, who's number 14 currently, and then we're going to close it out with University of Texas San Antonio. And just looking at how the team has been performing lately, probably going to look at some changes on offense, the playbook mostly. I'm going to see how I feel about Peteytown going forward, probably give him another chance at least, see where we're going from there, but probably most likely just going to look at the playbook and see if there's anything I can improve on there, and just making sure our guys are out there set up for success. I'll see you guys in the next video.